This is the only way I know how to get like in my lower register that exists, and I'm gonna have to find ways before the show goes up because it's so echoey backstage. I'm like, I cannot.
Oh, is this thing on? Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, hi. Hello. Welcome.
Hello.
Welcome to Lore Drop, a Reinvent podcast. I'm Abby, the executive director of Reinvent Productions.
I'm Ben, the creative and artistic director.
And our third party member today is
Liz. Hi.
Liz is awesome. She is about to play Dark Fog in our upcoming show, Ordinary Heroes, which is our first show for the 2026 season. Liz has also been around since our first stage play, with me asking her to play my sister in What If, which I'm so glad that she said yes to. Liz has played Daphne Variel in What If, and also played one of the lovable henchmen to the bad guy in Lady Legacy Tale of the Tide.
Good old Flot.
Flot.
Fan favorite.
Flot. I feel like we could have a whole podcast series of just Flot's diary entries.
Yes.
I feel like that could be that might be a special that comes up every now and then. So stay tuned for that, because that's a fun thing right there. So today we're going to be talking about the third character that Liz has played in the Reinvent universe, which is Dark Fog. But before we do that, this is our third episode. We've been recording these out of order. We have realized that limiting our anime trio to just anime characters kind of difficult. So we are deciding what animated trio we are, such as SpongeBob, Patrick, and Squidward, Powerpuff Girls, things like that. So we must decide now which of with the three of us, which animated trio are we?
Okay, thank you for expanding to animated characters, especially specifically for me. My anime knowledge is so baby compared to the group. Well, obviously, me and you, Abby, have our Frozen animated.
This is true.
sisters.
Elsa and Anna. So Ben, you can
I'm
either
Olaf, right?
you can be Olaf, or you can be Sven, or you can be Kristoff. Which honestly, Kristoff and Flynn Rider, they're rival in my mind for best Disney prince. Like I back and forth. They're like at the top for me. It depends on the day which one is better. But Kristoff is the most feminist Disney prince, and I love him so much. So which one do you want to be?
Oh, gosh. I don't know. I'm fine with any of the options. I feel like today I feel most like Olaf.
Okay.
I love that.
He can be the snowman. Great. Perfect.
Yay.
All right. So, Ben, do you want to talk to us about the Universe 17 version of Dark Fog?
Yeah. So, Dark Fog in Universe 17 is a tiefling woman who gains superpowers after the mysterious explosion of the polymerization reactor in Wellsburg. This gave Dark Fog the ability to generate a shadow-like mist from her body and to also turn her body into that mist-like form. And so the name is very self-explanatory there. Notable allies are other Order of Heroes members such as the Walker, Inferno Man, and the Keeper of Dragons. And a notable adversary, she has one primary villain so far, and that is the Asmodean. They're like a weird, like evil angel person.
Ugh.
And they have like angel wings, and they're like, yeah.
Oh, are they like an Asmar? Like a fallen Asmar?
They're not an Asmar. They're an Air Genasi.
Oh, cool.
But their power is basically those like pitch black wings, and they are very trickstery as a person, as like a personality foil to Dark Fog. But yeah, Dark Fog's first real-world appearance was in the Dynamite tabletop campaign, the second tabletop D&D campaign I ran for Reinvent. And she appeared as a member of the Order of Heroes when the party sort of traveled to Pamiat to collect with all of the heroic organizations on Earth in the face of this alien invasion that was happening. She wasn't really like front and center, but she was just one of those. It's like, oh, she's there in the background if you look for her, because there was already a lot of other characters on display, and it was like, look at this other one who's here too.
But she's also probably one of those people that didn't want people to look at her.
Oh, exactly. Yeah.
Absolutely not.
I'm okay not being perceived.
Yeah. She's one of the things about the Order of Heroes in like Universe 17. There aren't a lot of like anti-heroes in them. Most of them are very like public facing. There's not a lot of like dark and edgy ones in there. That's really just like her and the Walker, which is why they're good buddies. Some of Dark Fog's origins are dating back to the Minerva Institute in 2016. Her actual identity is Lu Ji-young. She worked as a member of the security team at the Minerva Institute's polymerization reactor in Wellsburg, which was this sort of initiative by the Minerva Institute to create clean, renewable, and nigh infinite energy.
Nothing could go wrong with
yes, yeah, nothing goes wrong when people try to make clean, renewable energy.
that. Ever.
And so on the night of the fated explosion, she was patrolling the elemental storage unit with Sakara Fafana, who later goes on to become Inferno Man, when the polymerization reactor exploded. The next time she does anything in December of 2016 is when she starts working as a vigilante in Seoul, South Korea. She works as a vigilante there and adopts the codename of Dark Fog. A little less than a year later, this catches the attention of the Order of Heroes, and she is approached by the Walker in Captain Amazing and offered a position with the Order of Heroes, and she only accepts after they help her in fending off a vampire attack.
Wait, you need to tell Liz what the Walker looks like. 'Cause
I was just about to ask. I know this is about
man.
Dark Fog, but I want to know about the Walker.
Yeah. The Walker, his superpower is basically that he is dead. Like, for all intents and purposes, he is dead and he can possess other people. He has this very like scary like red outfit with these like bone colored accents to it. But yeah, so that is when she joined the Order of Heroes. And the next thing that she participates in is in the Dynamite campaign in the Liberation of Rondor arc. Specifically, near the beginning of this arc, Dark Fog goes with most of the Order of Heroes to secure Captain Ward's flagship called the Sun Tzu, because that would open a very central like pathway for them. And so she was part of the group that went to go take that ship. And they used that ship to help in the Earth Defense Legion's fleet in liberating Rondor and breaking the blockade there. But yeah, and that was honestly the extent of her like active participation in the Dynamite campaign. She was also present for the 8 Days War at the very end, but did not do anything notable. But she did live,
which
and is still an active
is a feat.
Hero. Yes,
I lived.
yeah,
Survivor.
yeah. But that is all we've got thus far on Dark Fog in Universe 17.
Well, now we're going to talk about Universe 1, which is the universe that Ordinary Heroes takes place in. It's the universe where Wendell, the main character of Ordinary Heroes, is the writer of all of the reinvent characters. And so Dark Fog is very different.
Yep, pretty different. In Universe 1, Dark Fog's secret identity never gets revealed in this story. And on top of that, she's also a human instead of a tiefling, just because in this universe, it's follows more like normal comics, so everyone is humans in this one. But yeah, and so on top of that, Dark Fog first shows up when she assists the Order of Heroes in a confrontation against the Midwest Mafia, Booming Boxer, and Lady Earthquake in Megalo City. And then later on, once she joins the Order of Heroes, she leads a split faction of them who believe that villains can only be stopped by being killed. And then later on, she becomes one of the she is one of these like core members of the Order of Heroes. But notable allies in this universe include Sneak, Captain Amazing, and Dr. Photon. In this universe, she becomes a sort of like second mentor to Sneak. And then notable adversaries are the Midwest Mafia. As a whole, that's really the people she fights with the most in the script. And then the Bard, who's a goofy little guy, shows up at the end.
Justin Gonzalez, once again, playing goofy little guys.
Yep.
Justin Gonzalez as the Bard is hysterical.
Yeah.
Incredible. He there's never a time I'm not laughing. When he's portraying any character, he does it so wholly and completely and can jump like right in and embody whoever it is.
Yeah.
But he always has me on the floor.
He gives a masterclass in commitment.
Absolutely. Anytime.
Whether it's at in a rehearsal or at a tabletop game. Because man, that guy is really good at committing to his character sheet. Dark Fog was one of those characters when I was looking at the script while you were writing it, and then looking at it as a director, I was like, oh boy, how are we gonna do this?
Yeah.
specifically with the powers. For you as a playwright, didn't matter to you because you were like, wow, the super smart, beautiful, wonderful, intelligent director will figure it out for me.
Yep. Well, and even like because Dark Fog was was the last one of like the 5 main heroes that I figured out to put in the script. Because like when putting it together in the early versions of the script from the beginning, I was like, yeah, Captain Amazing and Richard are going to be here, and then Sneak, yeah, she's going to be here. And so the other Trickshot and Dark Fog were the ones that I, for the longest time, I was trying to find. I was like, okay, I need someone who doesn't actually have powers, and then I need someone who's the edgy anti-hero type person. And so those were the last 2 that I was like toiling over for a long time trying to figure out. And so Trickshot came to me a little bit earlier of someone to include in the script, and then Dark Fog was one that was, because it was such a struggle for so long, because all of the anti-heroes in Reinvent have like crazy powers, so that was one I was like, okay, well, it was one that Dark Fog wasn't really solidified until I stopped worrying about how it was going to happen on stage. Pretty late in the process, but a very notable character nonetheless.
And never solidified because Fog.
Yeah.
You know.
So what's it like been playing this character? Because for you specifically, this is a very different role from what you usually play.
Yes.
For me as a director, a big thing I like to do is put people out of their comfort zones in a safe environment. So like your first experience with What If, or with Reinvent, was What If, which was very different for you, as you had never done devising or stage combat or a play, right? Or anything involving like anime stuff, anime nerd stuff. So that was a big leap for you as an actress. And then we were like, oh my gosh, Liz is so freaking funny. Let's put her in a funny thing, which... like, I know you to be a very naturally funny person, but like, I haven't gotten to see you do that on stage before. So I was like, okay, well, this will be a chance for her to do this. And then when I was going through the script of being like, okay, where do I put people? And like, where do I, like, who's going to fit these roles? And then who do I want to challenge with something? And I was like, I think that Liz could handle this. I think that Liz can rise to the occasion for this one. So what's it like been playing an edgelord character, basically?
Firstly, I think while this episode is about Dark Fog, we have to note the space that you, Abby, and Ben create that allows people to take risks and try new, hard, different things, and that it's like fun and playing, and that's been such an incredible joy for me, and has been an amazing experience for the work that we're creating, but also I think outside of that too, like not just in our friendships, but like in my real life and in my real world. Like when you fail really hard in front of supportive people, you're like, oh yeah, I've failed before. I can try this hard thing, right? Like that's, the failing part feels less risky. And so that's really cool about the like place that the space y'all have created and the Lubbock community, and specifically within Reinvent and the work that we're getting to do together. So I have to say that part first. And yes, maybe one day we get to talk about Flot and my absolute love for her. But Dark Fog, I feel like there's some essence when I played Daphne where she was like kind of irritated or edgy, but mostly like was just like an annoyed older sibling. Yeah. And so there was like a little bit of that there, but like super nurturing, which the nurturing side feels really easy for me to tap into as a big sister. And like just naturally, I feel like I live in that space. But I've had to like remove a little bit of that instinct, at least at face value, for Dark Fog, which has been hard. Like my first instinct is like, okay, maybe she would want to like run and take care of that, but maybe she wouldn't like do it in the way that I would do it, or that Daphne would have done it, or, you know, other characters.
Even Flot
Even
is
Flot, yeah.
Flot is so nurturing.
Yes. And so I think truly like that's probably the hardest piece. Even like my sidekick is Sneak. And so like a mentor and still having that piece that's nurturing, but like not an outwardly obviously nurturing individual. And so I kind of had to look for other inspiration, for people who are doing good things, but aren't like outwardly always kind and generous. They're just like real, and they're doing good work, but they're just like
There's a subtlety to their nurturing.
Yes.
And it's like a different kind of nurturing.
Exactly. So that's really been the challenge that I've been trying to look for. Besides, I don't feel like I have an overly high-pitched voice, but I could not hear Dark Fog in my own voice.
Do you want to share how you were originally getting down into that voice?
Yeah, I can share it. Since this is a podcast, I'm going to back up from the microphone though. This is the only way I know how to get like in my lower register that exists, and I'm gonna have to find ways before the show goes up because it's so echoey backstage. I'm like, I cannot do this before I walk out. I'm gonna have to like find a secret way to do this. But it's a SpongeBob thing.
Yep.
It's Patrick Star, and my voice teacher taught me this. But I go da 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 da. And then I'm able to talk in a lower register without my voice cracking. So
That's incredible.
I love that so much.
so that is, when you see, I don't know if that ruins it for anybody when they see Dark Fog on stage,
Yeah,
knowing
I
that's happening before.
You know what? I think it adds to it.
Yeah.
No, I think it's fun, and we're doing very minimal costuming for this show. Like we're doing, like everybody's gonna get a T-shirt with their hero or villain emblem on it. But particularly I've been working on Captain Amazing and then Sneak in particular because their characters there's points in the show where Wendell changes how he draws Captain Amazing. And the more I've been thinking about Sneak, and especially how Sneak is kind of like a indirect reflection of Wendell's like emotional state of like where he's at, especially like, I mean, it's a teenage character. We're growing up with him. And I have been thinking about, it's like, I could start the show in pigtails because like that's what we did for a promo picture. But I've like been thinking about, it's like, what if like whenever Dark Fog comes out, she starts wearing her hair different and like maybe like starts adding like I've got like the striped shirt and like maybe I add the stripes like after Dark Fog because I'm like, oh, I want to be edgy, like because like I mean the character, it's a very pink tones that we've done for Sneak. And like I'm wearing my pink wrestling shoes for it, and my superhero emblem is like this raspberry color. And I was like, okay, well this is like fun, but then I'm like, I think it'd be fun to have like a visual representation of like Sneak is changing with the influence of Dark Fog. And at one point in the show, it's not necessarily the best influence, but
who's to say?
I mean, with what happens in that scene, it's not a good time. But it's interesting to think about like there's like the primary people in your life that really shape you, but then like different people come into your life later on that fundamentally continue to shape you. And I think that's something fun to play with, even with a quote unquote staged reading that is 5 steps above a staged reading. I think it's just fun to play with the visuals with that.
Yeah, I love that. I know this isn't where we technically are right now, but I had never done a staged reading before. And I can say probably after this show goes up, I will still never have done a staged reading.
No,
It's not. I'm so sorry, guys.
But I'm here for it.
Yeah, I mean, and I've been toiling over my director's note of like how much like I want to put in about like the style of the show, and just talking about like where people are with their scripts is really indicative of where Wendell is with his art throughout the show. Like very much playing it safe, like towards the beginning of the show, but then like by the end of it, spoilers, there's no scripts. Huh.
Whoa.
Crazy spoilers.
What?
But that's been fun to kind of like play around with and being like, okay, well maybe there's some parts where like we want to try and avoid using the scripts, and other spots that we're like, no, having the script actually does really support what we're trying to do with the scene. And I think it's just one of those things, at least with like, it's like watching Shakespeare. Even if you like don't really get Shakespeare, after like 10 minutes of watching it, you're kind of like, okay, I kind of get what's going on. And like, even if you haven't like studied Shakespeare before, like understand iambic pentameter, like you kind of like you can figure stuff out, even if you're like, I really don't know what's going on. Like my first time watching King Lear, I was like,
Oh man.
okay, this family's mad at each other. Got it.
Yeah.
Oh, that guy's eyes just got gouged out. That's cool. Like, I mean, I figured it out, and I feel like it'll kind of be something that audience will at first will be kind of like, eh, but I think the buy-in will be there, and especially it's just such a great group of people doing it. I always get in my head about stuff, so it's where there's always the scary moments leading up to it where it's like, oh, is the audience going to like this? And the part of me that has been doing this for 16 years is like, no, they're gonna love it. And then the anxious side of me is like freaking out, but we just got to put her in a box and let her
I
live.
think the key thing about anytime, like, especially with stage readings, and for anyone who's not aware of what that means, it just means that it's not memorized. Like, scripts are still in hand for the most part, right? But the most successful ones that I've seen, or specifically the most successful one that I've seen, was when you did book club play, and that one it's a play about a book club, and so all the characters always have a book in their hand anyway, and so that one just made sense. It was like, oh, it just works regardless the fact that you're not memorized, right? And like it was performed and directed so well that it was just like, oh no, after watching for a bit, I forgot that they would, every now and then they would look down to see what the words were.
Well, and that was funny. We had to. That was a Dr. Bill Gelber special where we had to almost beg him to let us do it not behind music stands. And that was a 2-week process that we did. And yeah, it can be fun.
Yeah, but that is to say that like I think the key to like an engaging like stage reading is one where it is, even though technically it isn't anymore, like now it is a stylistic directing choice of like, no, this is a thing about this production, right? And it narratively matches with the tone and the messages and the underlying story of the script that's going on as well. And so it's one that after watching it, and I was like, maybe I should write in that this is how it should happen.
I think after doing this, and I say this as how old am I? How old are you?
28.
28. Say this as a 27-year-old that I'm like, oh my gosh, it's like, but I have been doing this for over half my life at this point. And getting to work with different directors. Like I had directors in high school, like Jana and Andrew Milbourne Lantrod, like they were really influential on me as with the directing. And then like Jeff Stover when we were in undergrad, and then Dr. Gelber at TTU, those directors doing traditional directing. And then after like getting to experience these really great directors in the traditional sense, when we worked on Cycles, which was a devised piece with Justin Kral, who's our fight director for Ordinary Heroes, that was like a whole eye-opening experience of like, oh, hey, the D&D stuff that we've been doing is also theater. Like, let's keep doing this. And honestly, Cycles is a big reason why we ended up doing What If, because I was like, oh, I know how to do devised stuff. Let's just do it now. So getting to experience different directors and playing with that. I still don't know what my style as a director is, but it's like, it's something. It's fun. I don't know. I think it's fun. People seem to have fun whenever.
It is fun. I can't tell you what your style is. I think you have to own that for yourself. But from an actor's perspective in your shows, I would say, like, once again, creating the environment where, like, whether it's devised or not, everybody has a voice in what's happening, and not in a way that feels like overwhelming, but in a way that's like, hey, is this possible? Like, would my character do this? Or could we try something like this? And almost always, yeah, we can try something. But also like the way Amy Poehler is like one of my heroes. And she's so generous with like the way that she laughs when she's with people. And I think it creates, like, it makes things more funny, and it creates more opportunity for things to be funny. And I think you're very much that same way with just creating this work, like the shows. And as a director, you have so much joy in like, oh yeah, that was so cool.
Oh, yeah.
Let's try that. Or
yeah, no,
or,
I'm very vocal.
Yeah. But yeah, you're like, oh yeah, I love that. And just like that enthusiasm for what's happening, I think creates more great things. Like, it's, you know, good begets good. It just continues like a cycle of making things like bigger and better, but everyone that's a part of it feels like they're a part of it. And the direction is still there. Like, you're still seeing and casting a big vision, but you're letting people be a part of what it looks like and kind of peeking behind the curtain. So anyway, you identify your own style, but that's my perspective.
It's loud. That's what my directing style is. It's loud. Speaking of advising, whenever we kind of got into making the fights for Ordinary Heroes, your character is one of the ones I was most worried about. I was like, I gotta figure out how we do Dark Fog's fighting. Do you want to talk about like developing the physicality for Dark Fog? Because it is so cool.
Yes. Well, and I will say, I mean, is this a fan podcast for Abby or?
Yeah, I know. Oh my gosh. I was like, oh no, Abby's getting her words of affirmation filled.
No.
Stop it.
With no special effects, and I've done stage combat in a couple shows now and done workshops with you, and really enjoy it. I have even people at work, and my job is very not any of these things, and they're like, you really like this stuff, don't you? You're still doing it. You're really dedicated to this. You have, something every night for this. And I'm like,
Get the other architects to come take a stage combat class.
Yeah, exactly. It's so liberating. But so I really enjoy it, but I'm still like finding that space where I feel like creative in that. And so just as soon as I think I have something down, like with a character or a style of stage combat, and not down as an expert, but like, ooh, I can create in this space, then it's like, okay, this is a new character with superpowers that don't exist in any type of special effects. This is only like, how can we make Fog controlling someone else and make that look cool, and also like no shade to karate, but also not make it look like I'm doing karate across the stage from someone else. Like, how does it look like a superpower? And so,
well, and we got to play. So like with What If, we played with telekinesis a lot, just because we were like, we have no money. What superpower can we put on stage? And telekinesis, great thing to put on stage when you don't have money. So I think, but we had, and I also like went to Ben and I was like, hey, Ben, can this work for this version of the show? Because like, I don't know how else to make this work. But your telekinetic stuff that you're doing is so different from how Percy's telekinesis works. It's like it's way more fluid. And I think that also comes from the fact that Dark Fog is older and wiser and doesn't have raging ADHD. And
just normal rage.
Just normal rage. But it's like almost like dancey what you've been doing with some of it.
Yes. I talked to actually Emily Kilgore, and I was like, there was some essence in the script of Dark Fog that felt like Emily, and I can't exactly pinpoint what it was, but I was like, I need to talk to you about what you think about this character. And so I was showing them like different movement that I was trying. And she said, what if you have like, you kind of have dancer hands, which I danced in my past for like 16 years. And she was like, what if you try this as like a dance movement, like hold, if you hold your center like this, and then that felt right. If it pulled it away from feeling so like acrobatic or like martial arts, really into a different, like more fluid form. But also I think even some of the cool things that I thought of, like I looked at other who I think are cool, a little mysterious superheroes like Storm. And a lot of that really is like just standing there. It's in like a lack of movement. And so trying to reduce some of those movements down just to make it like less choppy.
There's a whole thing with the idea of empowering your scene partner, which like we'll joke about, like if me, a 5 foot tall person, is fighting someone like Hayden, who is 7,000 feet tall,
approximately.
Approximately. That's
lowballing it.
It's a rough estimate. But with that, if we are going to be doing a scene where I win, I either need to cheat or I have to be so powerful that like I'm able to knock down a 6'5" guy. In order to do that effectively, he has to empower me through his movement of how you sell it. Like, it's a big thing with WWE that some of the best heels or bad guys in WWE are the ones who are so good at selling like moves. Like they'll do like flip out of the ring and be like writhing on the floor because they're like, oh no, it's crazy. Like Becky Lynch right now with her heel run, like she is doing a fantastic job of empowering her scene partners in the matches, because like she's like a major baddie, like super powerful woman, had a great run as a face, but like now her role is empowering younger talent by being the bad guy that like beats up on them, but then the good guy beats up on them more, and then they're like, oh yay, the hero won. And I think that with characters like Dark Fog, what's really cool is that like if you can do just like a subtle movement and then somebody's like incapacitated, like that is a really empowering thing to your character, of being like, oh shoot, she's really powerful. Like what would happen if she put in effort? Which there's a moment in the show where you and Hayden have a fight together, who Hayden's playing Captain Amazing. And both of y'all are doing such a good job of empowering the other person, of being like, oh, this is a hard fight that's happening between two very powerful people. And honestly, that the last rehearsal we had, where we worked out that specific fight. And if you come see the show, you will probably know exactly what I'm talking about. But that was like a really proud moment for me as a director, seeing y'all perform that, of like seeing what we were able to get out of that performance. I was like, oh man, this is really satisfying. Like, I'm like, if somebody came and saw this right now, I'd be really happy with it. Just because it was so cool what was happening.
It was so cool. It was sick. I think I texted you right after I left, and I was like, this is it.
Yeah.
This is the whole reason that not the only reason, but like days like this are why I joined this group and enjoy so much being a part of all of this and building upon. I mean, you can even in the notation videos, you can hear you, Abby, like cheering. You're like, oh yeah, like that's so good. And like feeding off of that, I think is really great. But also you took even some of those smaller things that we created and you made them so much cooler. Like,
well, and a lot of it was y'all. Like y'all made up a good chunk. You were like, hey, well, what if we do this? And then, I mean, and y'all make my life easier by doing that. And I'm just like, oh, what if we just like tweak this? And a lot of the fights that happen in Ordinary Heroes are partially devised by the actors. Like something that was really cool that Justin did the first day he came in was kind of like sort of like a play day where we were trying to figure out the 10v1 fight. And so we were like, okay, well, like how does everybody move? And it was a way for Justin to get to know how other people moved, just because he's new to this community. But also it was a great way for y'all to make up stuff, particularly the people that have elemental powers, that we were like, how do we do this on stage? And the movements that y'all have come up with are, one, going to make the sound and lighting board ops lives easier, because like they're very distinct movements that you guys are doing. But just getting to see what y'all laid the groundwork for, and then Justin has like made some really awesome fights from that, and then I just get to come in and be like, what if we just did this little thing? And even just articulating one little thing, and then we're like, oh, that's the coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
My goal is to make shows that the audience members are as vocal as I am while watching it. I really do think that, I mean, the audience is another player within the theatrical experience. If I can get audience members to be like, oh, yeah,
yes.
Like that's the goal. I encourage people to be vocal when watching our stuff.
Any audience members listening, please.
Just don't boo actors. I don't like that.
No, don't boo.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
I tell my friends too, like if it makes you like happy or excited, like you can clap. If it's funny, laugh, but like turn your volume up. Like, don't just chuckle quietly to yourself, but like turn it up by like 20%. If it's a really funny thing, you can laugh out loud.
Yeah.
And I had a friend say like, oh, it feels kind of embarrassing though. Like, I'm not supposed to make noise. And I was like, okay, if the actors are brave enough to do all of those things on stage, that can be so embarrassing.
Yeah.
You can be brave enough as an audience member to like emote your enjoyment a little bit louder, and it makes it enjoyable for everyone. Like, you think about a movie that like, when you see a movie and people are actually laughing out loud, and it's so much more enjoyable than even watching it at home by yourself. Like, you'll laugh, but you'll laugh harder when other people are laughing too. And so it makes it more of like a communal experience. And that's what live theater is like, even better than going to the movie theater. You're like, there, the actors doing it are also there with you, and they feed off of that energy.
It's a distinctly unique experience, theater, because even if you watch a recording of a live theater event, like it's still not the same. But yeah, live theater is special. And I think our live theater is extra special because it's got superhero stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, I have one more question for Liz. How did you feel about the character development of watching an anime during a rehearsal? Was that helpful, or did you feel dumb?
No, it was so helpful. And that's what I feel. So I can feel like an outsider sometimes because there are so many
Big
anime
freaking nerds
experts in our group. And I'm like, I don't know who any of these people are, but I just smile and nod. And I'm like, 100%. It's like that character I haven't heard of before. But I love it. I love getting to learn like new things and new, geek out over like little new things that I get to learn from all of y'all. And I think specifically there is a scene, no spoilers, but you asked Abby for us to like really channel like an anime kind of essence to like delivery in that. And I was like, okay, great. So I'm looking up different things, and I called on Monica Gomez, and I was like, can you show me a character that is like Dark Fog and that is not super, doesn't have a lot of expression, not super emotive, is like very kind of stone faced for the most part, maybe a little grimacy, but like is showing like big expression. Like, what does that look like for a change like that? And so she delivered some options and some clips. And then during rehearsal, we got to watch a whole episode.
I had everybody watch an OVA episode of My Hero Academia. That was really fun. One of those characters that Monica gave you. It was a Jujutsu Kaisen character, right? It was a blonde,
the blonde man with the
tie.
Yep, love Nanami.
Yeah, when Monica told me that, she's like, I gave Liz a Nanami monologue. I was like, oh yeah, good choice, good choice. Because that's a character that is stoic as heck, but is cares a lot.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Before we wrap up, Liz, do you have any shout outs or plugs you want to give?
Yes. Shout out to my husband, Mark, without which none of this would be possible. He's so supportive of me and picks up a lot of things in our shared life so that I can be at the theater rehearsing and doing these shows, and is at all of them, and is just so incredibly supportive. And also to my friends, Lindsay and Marissa, who have supported me in lots of different shows that I've been a part of, and bringing quote unquote non-theater people into the theater world is just a mischievous ploy that I have. So
we're going to get you guys back. You're coming back.
Yes. But getting to bring them in and see them shine in things that they're really passionate about, but also bring them to play with my friends is really fun, and just enjoying the space together. So thank you to them, and plugs, just come see the show if this comes out before.
Yes, this is actually episode 3.
Excellent. Okay, yeah, come see the show.
Ordinary Heroes is playing at Hollingsworth Hall Cultural Center at 4228 Boston Avenue, January 15th through the 18th, 7:30 p.m. evening shows that Thursday through Saturday, and then 2 p.m. on Sunday. And that is all for this week's episode of Lore Drop, a Reinvent podcast.
And remember,
Being fantastic starts with being a fan.
Yay!
Sweet, we did it.
Reinvent Productions is proudly sponsored by 5 Points Corporation Lubbock and Savannah Rashida Photography, as well as our other wonderful community patrons. Our home base in Lubbock is Hollingsworth Hall Cultural Center at 4228 Boston Avenue. For more information on how to support our 501c3 organization, you can check out our website at www.reinvent-productions.com. To directly support our upcoming audio drama, you can become a Lore Drop sponsor. For just $10, you can sponsor an episode of this podcast. All donations will go towards support for our upcoming production of Children of Destiny Cataclysm Season 1, which will begin releasing episodes June 22nd, 2026. Funds will go towards paying our wonderful voice actors and creative staff for their fantastic talent and time. We have over 30 artists globally working on this production, and we can't wait for you to hear it this summer. You can donate at givebutter.com/Lore Drop sponsor. You can also find us on Instagram and TikTok at reinvent.productions, as well as on Facebook and Twitch, where we stream gaming and a look behind the scenes on how we create our new works. Be sure to follow us to stay in the loop about upcoming productions, auditions, and more. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll catch you in the next episode of Lore Drop.